So there's been a scam going on for the past year or two, I want to say, ever since this idea came out. I'm not sure how long it's actually been around, but I want to say it's been around for at least a year. So what this scam is someone approaches you at the GE or wherever it might be, and the scammer is going to find an excuse to ask you to do their fire cape. Normally, if you have a fire cape on, that's the easiest. Or they can say, oh, you're a streamer. I've seen that you've streamed before. Like, this obviously works well on streamers, but if you aren't a streamer, then it doesn't necessarily make sense. But they could say, oh, you're a streamer. Oh, you're a high level. Oh, whatever it might be. And you have a fire cape, or you have really high stats. You must know how to do fire capes. Can you please do my fire cape for me for 20 mil? I just need you to log onto my account for the last wave, and then you just do that fire cape for me. Now 20 mil is a decent amount of money, so most people are going to say yes. So then the guy will say, okay, meet me at Varrock, or meet me at the fight cave, or meet me wherever. It doesn't matter. This does not really matter where you actually go for this scam, because it's all in trade screen. So I'm just using the fight cave for this instance because it's centered around the fire cape. But it could be right in the GE, it could be anywhere else. I was also using my second account for this too, the account that is an Iron Man, so I didn't actually give myself anything. But at the same time, I'm not actually going to be using this account much more for Iron Man, but that will be explained in a different video. So the person will say, hey, I have the 20 mil. Just open up TeamViewer so I can see your stats and I can know you're legit. So obviously it's bullcrap. Why would they need to open up TeamViewer for your stats? Well, it's just the excuse I came up with on the spot, but people have some good excuses sometimes they don't, but it's any excuse to get you to go onto TeamViewer. TeamViewer is a program that can be used to take control of your computer, so they have complete access to your screen and whatever might be on it. You are completely locked out of your computer. So there's actually two features of TeamViewer that you can use. The meeting one is fine because you can do a presentation, a video call, or a phone. And the way you do it on here through the presentation is you just show your screen. It doesn't actually allow the other person access to your screen or anything. All they can do is just look at it. It's kind of like share screen on Skype. But the way they actually get access to your computer, or rather access to your screen to where they can do things, is remote control. They have your ID, and then they have your password. Your password changes every single time. So what they need to do to be able to gain access to your computer screen is they need to get your partner ID, which is right here. And then once you put that in, then they need to get your password. You can always generate a new password as well. So from this, what they are able to do is click connect to partner, and then they have complete control over your screen the second that they do that. So from this point, when you actually have TeamViewer, they're going to ask you for your user and ID. You give them your user and ID, and then they're going to say, wow, nice stats. Normally, they have an excuse for you to open up TeamViewer, as I said. They can say, oh, wow, nice stats, or whatever it might be. So point being is they want you to open up TeamViewer. So once you open up TeamViewer, they're going to say, oh, wow, like, let me see your stats, or let me see whatever. Let me go see your bank. Go take your items out of your bank or whatever. In this, I already had all of my items in my inventory, but if you don't actually have your items on you, then they're going to say, show me your bank. I want to make sure that you're actually legitimate and that you're rich, so you aren't going to just scam me for my 20 mil. Because if you're rich, then you have absolutely no reason to scam me for my 20 mil. It's a really poor connection of logic, but at the same time, it does kind of make sense, I guess, in some scales. But rich people scam all the time too. You saw that guy who was scamming with the Ellie and everything, but that doesn't necessarily matter, because the point being is they're using any sort of logic to make sure that it makes sense to you, that you're going to let your greed get the better of you. So once you go to the bank and pull out all of your items, they're going to say, okay, now show me your items in trade so I can make sure they're legitimate, or show me your items in trade so I can make sure that they aren't fake items, or whatever it might be. Any excuse to get you to trade your items and put them in the trade screen. The second you actually put your items in the trade screen is when you lose everything, because then they can just take control of your screen, and then they can just click accept twice. You have absolutely no choice in the matter. Say you just click accept, they click accept, and then they just accept for you. And then there's all of your items gone. Now, I'm not actually going to trade it because there's no point, but it was that easy to actually get my entire bank like that. So there are quite a few people that have fallen victim to this. I have heard this in many different stories. As I said, this has been around for over a year, and I figured someone should make a video on this. So what can you do if you actually find yourself in this situation? The best thing that you can do in this situation, if you are putting up your items and then you suddenly remember this video or you suddenly remember it's a scam, immediately hit Control-Alt-Delete, because that will cancel out anything, obviously unless you're ratted, that has to do with TeamViewer. This is from memory, so if it doesn't work anymore, then this is simply from memory. But the way TeamViewer works from how I remember it is if you hit Control-Alt-Delete, then quickly click on the TeamViewer program, just right click it and click End Task, and then you should be fine. Thank you guys for watching this video, and if you learned anything from this, then please be sure to give it a like. Just make sure that you are careful when you actually play RuneScape, because there's a lot of scammers out there. Alright, what the hell, phone? Ruin my outro. Alright, whatever, bye.